Forgive my tickly throat. So, hello everybody, my name's Sam and I'm a high energy particle physicist at... Thank you very much. High energy particle physicist here at the University of Cambridge and at the LHC, or as my flatmate prefers to call it, not currently dating. Now, I'm very happy tonight to be given the chance to do a set about life, because being a physicist, having a life, and particularly a sex life, is something I've been looking forward to learning about for quite a long time. And then I kind of came to realise that actually all the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, they're all just the study of the same thing: sex. Now stay with me. So if you understand one, you should be able to talk about the others. Now biology's easy, right? It's about animals, it's about genetics, it's about reproduction. Preferably not at the same time, but it's sex, right? And chemistry, I mean, we talk about sexual chemistry, right? So it's easy. And there's so many comparisons between chemistry and sex. First of all, both are enhanced by using chemicals. At least that's what that trucker told me this morning when he grabbed his jacket. Both can give you nasty rashes if you don't use the correct protection. Both are capable of creating the most horrendous smells. Come on. And both of them are basically only concerned with moving various fluids from one receptacle to another. Also, I'm reliably informed that both are best done on a lab bench. Although that chemistry teacher did get fired quite soon after telling me that. Physics too, I mean, physics is just all about sex as well, which kind of makes me wonder why I'm so good at physics. But I mean, think about it, physics is just sex too. I mean, nobody knows really what's going on at any point, the first point. It gets really complicated when you move to multiple body problems. The whole field's basically only interested in finding and studying black holes. You like that one, don't you? Yeah, that's good. And the inevitable results of physics, like sex, are just a set of results that need to be cleaned up by a stack full of papers. But I think the reason that studying physics is probably most like a sex life is that it tends to be the thing that it replaces. So, being a physicist and being a scientist in general, I feel that I can talk about all sciences, I can talk about biology, I can talk about life, and I can talk about sex. And this is really the problem with us physicists, is that despite the fact that the only naked women we ever get to see are hosted by Mozilla Firefox, we seem to think that we have a right to talk down at biologists and talk about biology. And we're pretty smug at the moment. You probably heard about the discovery of the Higgs boson last week at CERN, at the LHC, and CERN in Geneva in Switzerland. The particle that gives everything in the universe weight and mass. And the reason we look down on biologists for discovering this as physicists is that the last time something biological had such large repercussions for the mass of the universe, Mrs. Prescott had just given birth to John. No doubt an event that rivaled the building of the pyramids themselves. But personally, I can get out of the wires. Personally, I don't look down on my biological colleagues, because biology was a subject that I really struggled with at school. I mean, I remember struggling with it, and I think the main reason was because it's the only fucking subject that seems to think multiplication and division are the same thing. What is that about? And I remember one particularly harrowing biology exam at school. The teacher called me in and he wanted to go through each of the questions one at a time and look at my answers, and I thought I'd done pretty well, but apparently not. And I'll always remember his kind of semi-amused, semi-embarrassed face as I came in the room. And he said, "Sam," he said, "so what are 2 long-term effects of obesity?" And I said, "Loneliness and bullying." Apparently not the correct answer. He then went on to ask me, "So what does separate us from the animals, Sam? The English Channel?" Again, not well received by my French biology teacher. He then said, so can you actually name me 2 things you'd expect to find in a cell? And I said, of course I can. I said, John Terry and Scousers. And you see, I thought these answers were good because, I mean, I'm from the north of England, and if there's anywhere in the country that basically disproves Darwinian evolution, it's fucking Liverpool. But the problem is, it's not just back to my childhood where I had a problem with biology when I can speak. It goes into the current day, and it still haunts me to the current day. I went to the doctors last week and got a B on my fucking blood test. I mean, that's how bad it is. Failure in this subject literally runs in my veins. And it's not just the confusion. I find biology frightening as well. I mean, last week I was reading an article on the BBC News website, and it was about these 2 Siamese twins that were joined in the most disgusting place possible. And I couldn't believe Norwich. I mean, can you even imagine the humanity of that? That's absolutely disgraceful. But seriously, the only aspect of biology that I think I have any fondness for is the treatment of animals. You've probably seen all these adverts on the TV, you know, give £2 a month to save the rainforest, give £2 a month to save mistreated animals, give £2 a month to save endangered animals. And I think this is the only thing that I'm an avid campaigner for. I love the idea of making preserves of endangered animals. In fact, you should try my mum's panda jam. It's fucking sensational. Give the lady a big hand. Come on, I don't think she understood that one. But seriously, we're a nation of animal lovers, and I absolutely adore animals, and I find it horrible when people mistreat animals. I was reading again on the BBC website last week about a guy in Sawston who'd been torturing his pet centipede for 98 days. Do we know this one? Do we know the punchline? By the time the RSPCA came out, the poor thing was on its last legs. Come on, it's got legs on. And another thing, when we're talking about the mistreatment of animals that really upsets me, is bestiality, when people sleep with their pets. And I really can't get behind it. I think people who do that are fucking animals. I mean, it really is disgraceful. And I get really annoyed with all these kind of dirty jokes about animals. For me, bestiality is never ever a laughing matter, unless of course you're fucking a hyena. I heard the Welsh have come up with yet another disgusting use for sheep: wool. But seriously, as we come towards an end, I mean, I think we should point out that life is beautiful and life is precious, and more than anything, life is fragile. We talk about the fragility of life, and that being the case, the goal of all life is to create more life. Excuse me, my tickly throat is coming back. Is to create more life, and social biology tells us that we, as a species, we look for partners that have similar characteristics to ourselves to hopefully enhance our genes in the population. Now that's all well and good, but where does that leave me? Well, it leaves me looking for someone who's sexually aggressive, has a penchant for talking utter crap, and likes to make dodgy references to race. So hopefully one day I'll meet John Terry and I might actually get fucking laid. Thanks very much.